What's up guys, Popo here, and what I want to show you guys today could seriously improve your workflow. If you've seen my video on how to make a song on the MPC and how I go about stretching out the different sequences by copying them and muting out pads. Now on this one we're going to take just a little bit deeper of an approach. Instead of muting out the pads, we're going to use the read-write automation to lower things down, and instead of having to bounce down into audio track for your whole song to have a fade in or fade out, I'm going to show you how to fade in and fade out each individual part with your cue links, and it's dope. Just check this out. And like I said, this could really change your workflow on this. Again, I appreciate the subscribers that I get, and all the comments is what it's worth, so I appreciate it. Let's get in here. Alright, so cool. You know, like, okay, if you haven't seen the first two videos of how to make a song and put them in this sequence, go back and watch that video and then come back to this one. Basically, all we did was make a whole bunch of different tracks and put them all on one sequence. So that's what you want to do to get to this point. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to unmute all these. Alright, and we're not really going to be doing too much, just stay focused on the screen is what we're going to be doing, alright? After you're, get out of track mute, now, we have one sequence, right? All we're going to do is hit this pencil, we're going to copy it a few times. Let's copy it 4 times. Copy to 2, copy to 3, copy to 4. So all I did was, I went to the sequence, I hit the pencil, and then I hit copy. It says right here copy, and hit sequence. And then it asked me what sequence, and then I did it. So now we got 4 sequences that are the same. So what do you want to do? Now, like I said, you can go in here and in track mute, go to track 2, track 3, or sequence 3, sequence 4, and then go into song mode. Insert your sequences, and this is the older workflow, okay? And this is kind of, I'm just going over this for like just a review, okay? So now you have your nonlinear recordings, and whenever you go into convert sequence on your last sequence, it'll say it's going to put it on 5, but it's going to put it on sequence 1. There's your linear sequence. What I mean by that is now you can go through and you have 32 bars of linear where you can add guitar or whatever it is that you want to add over. But let's listen to the different track mutes that we did. Check it out. Here comes sequence 2. Sequence 3 is getting ready to come in. Sequence 4. Alright, so let's get back down here. You see what happened? Let's clear this. So let me explain what we did there. Alright, so I'm not going to save that. We went through our one sequence that we made, and it had like 5 synth parts and some drums and everything all on one sequence, and then we copied it and went to track mute, muted out our parts, went to song mode, inserted our sequences, converted it down to one linear sequence, and then Yeah, it was cool, but whenever did you hear what was going on? Like whenever you're playing your sequences, do you want them to chop in and chop out like that? Do you want them to be muted out? And when I did this the other day, I was like, man, this is really going to be a game changer. So you can actually utilize the read and write automation on the MPC per sequence, even if you copy the sequence. Now, if you try to add different effects, it's not going to load different effects per sequence. That's a report of a bug that we're going to report. Then hopefully they fix. But for right now, this is what I'm talking about. Instead of copying the sequences, which we're going to do 4 times, the same workflow, and instead of muting out the pads, we're going to read, write, automate each sequence to be different. Because I work too hard, and we work too hard to put our sounds inside of there for them to be cut all the way out. Maybe some of them we want all the way cut off, but maybe we want that 808 to just kind of go down just a little bit. Let me show you. Check this out. Alright, so again, we started all the way over. We got all of our sounds on one sequence. Bam, we got 15 sounds and some drums and stuff. Very cool. And we're just going to take the sequence, hit the pencil, and you can mute out your parts or whatever you want to do if you want that, but we're going to work on read-write automation. So I'm going to copy this 4 times. Copy, do it, copy, do it, copy, do it. That's it. So now we got 4 sequences, right? Let's listen to the first sequence. And on the first sequence, I don't want all my drums and everything coming out all hard and heavy and everything. So I might mute out some of these, like this. Let's listen and see what we got. And that's with everything. So I'm gonna hit my channel mixer. I'm gonna hit my channel mixer, right? And I'm also gonna hit this R to make it say W. Now it's on W. And what I can do is say, I want my first sequence to do this. We're just going to do this at random because this is a tedious task and you can spend hours on each sequence just adjusting the volumes and mixing how you want each one to sound. So check it. I'm going to hit record on the overdub. Check it. And when this thing loops back around, I'm going to start with this. Because that's all I wanted. I just wanted that wow, 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 wow. Now it's going to automate it, see? I'm just going to turn a bunch of these. Just to show you that on each sequence, see they're all moving? Check this. That's sequence 1. Sequence 2, we're going to change it. Did we never copy sequence 2? Wow, okay. Let's copy to sequence 2. Copy to 3, copy to 4. So we have 4 different sequences. Let's go to sequence 2. Hit play, hit that channel mixer, see what's going on. It's doing the read-write automation from sequence 1, but we're going to change that. I'm going to hit record. And as soon as it loops back around, we're going to change it. And now. So I recorded that, okay? Now we're going to go to sequence 3. and do it again. I want a lot of 808 in this one. I might just mute out this pad because I don't want that to come in at all. And it's recording me muting out my pads. So I'm going to go to sequence 4. And this one here, I'm just going to mute out some pads. Okay, now we go into song mode. Sorry. I want to show you that each sequence is different with the automation first. This is sequence 1. See which ones are moving. Let's go to sequence 2. See? They're different. Check this out. I want to hit this in song mode now. And instead of having that where it just totally cuts out the sound that you worked on, you can have it come in the background. You know, it's really, really cool. So to make the bilinear or the nonlinear linear, you have to go to sequence 4 and convert it. It'll say 5. Go to sequence 1. It's on sequence 1. It's on 32 bars. Let's hear what we got. It should have different fade-ins and fade-outs and different stuff instead of hard mutes. Should be fading out now. Remember, we wanted some real hard 808s in that one, so we turned up the 808s little by little. If you go to the channel mixer, you can see everything working. What's really cool, guys, is, and what I really wanted to get at was, yeah, you can fade in and out of your, like once you have this down into 32 bars, you can bounce to, let's see, if you bounce it to a sample, and then you go to sample edit, then you can add in your fade in and your fade out. Let's take the whole song here. Should be, we just saved it as a sample. Anyway, your samples are in here. As soon as you get to where your samples are, say if this was your whole song, I mean, then you can add your fade-ins and fade-outs by hitting your process. Yeah, my MPC did not like any of that. So there you go, you know, little fade-in, fade-out stuff. But that's really what I wanted to show you. Again, I hope that was valuable, that you guys could, you know, use that to your advantage. I think that it really, really changed the game for me, because every time that I would make a song, I would go hard cut out of my, you know, I would just mute out different parts, be like, all right, you guys quiet, you guys quiet, you guys play. And instead, it's like, you guys keep it down in the back, keep it down, raise it up, feel more of a conductor that way. So, again, I hope that was valuable. If I missed anything, or if you guys have any questions or anything like that, feel free to leave them in the comments. And I'll do my best to accommodate the request, okay? Right on, Poli Popo. I'm out of here.